Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday night. Just got in, went out to First Fridays here in Denver. Saw a bunch of art. That was nice. Had a little ice cream. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab, the nightly live. It's been nightly for like 2 weeks now. Nuts. Love these lives, Kyle. Thank you very much, Jamie or James. I appreciate that. The hair is special tonight. that looks like I tried that. That was not on purpose. Oh man. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. AI Learning Lab. We'll get it going here. If you have questions about generative AI or want to, I don't know, look at something or goodness, take a look at Code Interpreter from ChatGPT, which I got access to today. Holy crap. It's making me feel very stupid because I don't know enough about data analysis to use it right now, but I'm figuring it out and it looks remarkable. And then there's Prompts.chat. That thing is, if you haven't played with ChatGPT and you don't really know what prompting is and you hear people talking about it, that document is a good primer for how to do prompting, and then it gives you a lot of examples of personas that you can tell ChatGPT to act like some sort of expert, act like an expert on marketing or on sales or on writing or whatever it might be, and it dramatically improves the content. So anyway, welcome here. If you have questions, pop them in the comments below. I do my best to answer everything. Happy Friday night, everybody. Let's get this show rolling. Friday. All right. Can AI elaborate upon huge heat wave hitting the Southwest U.S. in a few days? Possibly. That might be something for Bing. Let's go. I don't know what you mean elaborate, but let's go see what Bing has to say about it. My shirt is, apparently my massive muscles are too big for my little short sleeves here. I can't move my arms up. All right. Let's see. Let's do more precise. And so it looks like, like a Google kind of search engine. Then if you click the chat button, that brings you here. And this is Bing Chat. It's basically ChatGPT 4. And let's see. Can you tell me what is happening with the heat wave in the U.S. Southwest? Heat wave, U.S. Southwest. Yes, there is a heat wave. According to NASA, some of the high pressure settled over Southwest in early July, causing ground surface temperatures to rise. The heat wave is expected to affect much of Arizona, New Mexico, build into California. The heat wave could rank among its worst in history in terms of intensity or longevity. Holy crap. Well, here in Denver, it's been raining, like it threatened to rain really bad tonight. It's been raining and hailing and storming. We've gotten more rain for the first 6 months of 2023 than Seattle. Denver, which is a high desert, got more rain in the first 6 months of the year than Seattle. That's never happened in history before. So there's some shit going down. I do know that there's an El Nino that we exited a La Nina and we entered an El Nino. So I know that's going on. I don't know if that affects it, but also July 3rd was the hottest recorded day in the history of the Earth. So we're getting better, right? All right, it's okay. The robots are going to kill us anyway. Can AI generate images such as logos, and how? It can. It's not super great it doesn't do text very well at all. But if you want to do like logo ideas, I'll do some here at Bing. So let's just say, let's see, graphic logo, flat illustration. Let's see, of a oh, I don't know, um, of a flower shop um, with a rose as the main element and geometric shapes behind it. Let's see what this does. So Bing does images now. Now it's sitting on top of DALL-E, which is the weakest of all the image models. So my guess is that this is gonna suck. But I don't know. We'll see. It's not as horrible as this is way better than I thought it would be. It's not really a logo. Those are kind of more like design concepts for maybe some printed materials, things like that. That's not horrible. Let's flip over. I'll flip over to Discord. We'll do something in Midjourney. That was a piece I did last night on the live for Midjourney. These even look so Miro-ish. Someone's picking on me for making art that looks like theirs. That's pretty funny. Let's see. So if you haven't used Midjourney, by the way, how you use it, we're in Discord. So in Discord, you've got, all these servers. So these are all different communities. And then I'm in one for the AI Salon, which is a community that I started, and I've got a Midjourney channel in here. So let's just hop in here and we'll go. So how you do this, you go /imagine, and then it gives you a prompt. Oh, I'll do another thing. Before we do this, we'll go make the prompt even better. So I'm going to go over to, so I just showed you Bing. That's an image that was generated in Bing. Now we're going to go to Poe.com. I assume that means as in Edgar Allan Poe. So when you're at Poe, it's a normal, chatbot search engine, and you've got 6 different models you can play with. But you also have these bots. You can make a bot, and you can, sorry, trying to get the focus to focus. There we go. You can look at other people's bots, but there's a Midjourney bot that's actually pretty good. So if you go to Poe.com/Midjourney, it takes you to this bot that specializes in fixing your shitty prompts. So we'll say logo of a flower shop, flat illustration, let's see, graphic, I don't know, on white, let's say. And then it's going to rewrite that. So color logo of a flower shop, flat illustration graphic on white, featuring a blooming flower with delicate petals, simple and elegant minimalist design, Adobe Illustrator software, RGB color model, vector format, Mary Blair, Charlie Harper, Saul Bass. So let's copy that. That's our prompt. We'll hop over to Discord and Midjourney, and I'm just going to paste it in and hit return. So we're starting to get where, the AIs are starting to prompt the other AIs, and you can use them in conjunction with one another, and you can figure out, well, this tool might be better for this project, and this might be better for that project. And in general, with images, Midjourney is better than anything else. It's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Actually, some of these are looking kind of logo-like. What you'll notice here is the way these diffusion models work. They start out as kind of these blurry, highly noisy images, and then they seem to get a little more clear over time. That's exactly how they work. They kind of are averaging lots and lots of random noise-generated images that were based on, real images, but they're just random noise. They kind of average them together, and it starts as this random noise amalgamation, and then it denoises them over like 30 or 40 or 70 steps. And boom, there's these logos. So this one isn't exactly a rose on the lower right, but that's a pretty good logo, actually. It's pretty interesting. It's at least good, whatever you call it, inspiration, don't you think? I mean, that's pretty dang nice. It tried to do text, but you can obviously wipe that text out of there. And, that one's any of these for flower shops. I mean, actually, this upper right one, It's not really a logo for a store, but it certainly looks like it could be on a sign for a store. And they put it in the store window, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, it can do that. That's a couple of ways you can do it. And let's see, what else do we have here? I like like a NetBeans for dummies. Leave that chat bot alone. They just got sued for copyright infringement. I assume you mean Midjourney. Everyone's getting sued right now. Everyone's going to be sued for the next long time. Yeah, I understand your resistance to progress, but this stuff isn't going away. So, yeah. Collar shirt tonight, formal night. Well, it's not really a formal night, but I am wearing a shirt dark enough to read text in front of, so I don't have to change it. This is a great way to learn about the great AI. Thank you. Who actually knows the good news for the Colorado River with all that rain? Utah had, like, what did they have? I don't know, some 40 or 50 feet of snow. I mean, they had a ridiculous amount of snow, so that all contributed to that water basin. And then, yeah, it's honest to God like living in, well, no, it's not like living in Florida at all. But like afternoon thunder showers, like just, it's been weird. It's been not like Colorado. So yeah, I think that is good for the Californians who are like, where's our fucking water? Our lakes are drying up. Please help. So, their water should be okay. Government weather experiments, yeah, chemtrails and all that stuff, huh? Are we hacking into NASA? Not yet, although Code Interpreter is doing some pretty insane stuff. I'll show you that in a second. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. I've been getting 3 arms and 3 legs on some of my mid-journey true-to-life rendering. How do I fix? Google or like go into Reddit into the Midjourney things. You can put in some negative prompts in Midjourney to have it not do certain things, like, don't give me weird hands, don't give me too many arms, things like that. So you can give it some negative prompts. You can also do things like remixing, where you upload a photo and sort of remix it into something else. It'll keep the composition of the first thing but change everything out. That's a way that you could handle that. Just keep experimenting. The weird thing about these models, just the nature of how they produce the images they produce, they don't really know what they're producing. It is literally sort of this amalgamated set of pixels that gets denoised into a real image. So I suppose if, certain parts got overlaid over certain parts, or however the hell it's doing what it's doing, it just does that. So you just got to keep working on your prompting, and yeah, you'll get there. You will get there. Ba-dum-bum. Can AI validate the theory to increase monsoonal moisture for the Colorado Basin by evaporation of the ocean? I don't know. I don't think so. You might play around with Code Interpreter. Go get some weather data. It's possible. Sounds like we got a little conspiracy theory action going on, but, whatever. I'm in Los Angeles for the week, and it's definitely dry. I'm supposed to be on vacation, but I can't stay away from the AI news. I know the AI news is just crazy. So check this out. So let me flip over. Got yeah, it's not back for me. So Browse with Bing is still missing, but look at this. Code Interpreter is here, and it's live. Code Interpreter is live. So this is something I've been waiting for a long time. So the way this works, you go to the new Code Interpreter feature, and notice you get a little, you can't really see it, you get a little plus button here, and you can upload a data file. And you can even upload, so I went to go get a bunch of data. I got some from LinkedIn, I got some from some different data sources. And one of the data sets I got was all these individual CSV files, right? You don't have multiple worksheets. You can upload a zip file that has multiple CSVs in it, and it will read them all. It reads inside the zip files. It's pretty amazing. So let me see. There was one here. This one. So this was a bunch of chess data. So I'm uploading a spreadsheet with a bunch of chess data, and then I'm going to say, can you, let's see, visualize this data in a visually interesting way and describe what it's all about. And sure, let's start by unzipping the file. So it's just like a plugin. It's just the way plugins work. It just pops open that thing. It says finished working. The zipped file contained a single CSV file. Let's load this file and look at it. And then it says it's got ID, rated, created at, last move at, turns, victory status. So it's all this data about chess. To provide visual representation of the data, we can create plots for various aspects. Let's proceed with this visualization. Okay. And so now it's firing off. Now let me go show you what's going on behind the scenes here. So every time it fires one of these off, it's actually writing Python. So it wrote the Python code and installed the libraries to unzip the file. And then the next one, it imported pandas, and then went and looked at the data. And so it analyzed the data. And there, it made fucking charts of the data. It made fucking charts of the data. Distribution of game results. The majority of games are won by either white or black, with white having a slight edge. There are very few games that end in a draw. Distribution of number of turns. The number of turns in the game followed roughly a normal distribution, with most games having around 50 turns. There are also some games with a very high number of turns, indicating particularly long games. Distribution of player ratings. 10 commonly used openings. The most commonly used opening in this data set is Vant Cruz's opening, followed by the Sicilian defense and the Scandinavian defense, Mises Kotrick variation. I don't play chess, so I don't know all these. The rest of the openings in the top 10 are used less frequently. I mean, holy shit. Let me show you another thing it can do. I'll do a new chat. I'll go to code interpreter. I'm going to upload an image, and then I am going to go grab. Is this it? Yeah, okay. So I've got this image. So this was an image that was created in the AI salon. It was really cool. She was playing around with extending the image and doing panning. Okay, so I'm going to upload this image. It's not doing image recognition like GPT-4 is supposed to, where it can see what's in the image, but I can do this. I can say, let's see, find me the 15 most common colors in this image and create a graph of the percentage they are used in the image. Make the bars of the graph match the color it represents, and label with hex codes, and even name the colors like they are crayons. Okay. So, all right, to find the 15 most common colors in the image, I'll follow these steps. I'm going to load the image, calculate a histogram of the image, which will give us the frequency of each color. Identify the 15 most common colors, convert those colors to hex representations. So it's figuring out its own logic. It's then writing Python code to execute that logic. And if it gets it wrong, it'll rewrite the code and re-execute it. I obtained the 15 most common colors in the image. However, I noticed that the color values are in a range 0 to 2. Let's see. Finished working. I apologize for the oversight. It seems that the environment does not have the web colors library installed. However, we can still convert them to hexadecimal. So it made some mistakes. Next, I'll create a bar chart to visualize the percentage of the colors used. These colors are not right. It didn't get the colors right here. And it didn't name them. There's a horizontal bar chart. Let's see. Can you get... let's see. Can you average... let's see. Can you get the 15 colors that are an average rather than the most pixels? I don't even know if that's the correct question. But anyway, so this is what this thing does. You can upload spreadsheets, you can upload PDFs. It will write the Python code to pull the text out of a PDF. You could use this, the file that you upload here can be 100 megabytes. So right now ChatGPT has this 4,000 token context window, like 3,000 words, where it kind of doesn't really have its memory. You could put in 100 megabyte prompt, basically, and have it start executing against that prompt. I mean, I just got this today, so like I've only played with it for about an hour, and this is making me feel incredibly stupid because I don't even know what to ask it. But holy crap, is it amazing! So anyway, what's it doing? Let's see. What's it done here? Has it found anything? Average color hexes. So it wrote code to get the average colors. K means cluster centers, AS type, integer. Average color hexes, RGB to hex color. Apologies. The algorithm's taking too long. I'll use a method called mini batch k-means. So it didn't like that. So it's like it tried some code, it took too long. It said, let me try another approach. It took too long. Now it's trying another approach. Now it got some real colors. So it looks like it might have worked. Next, I'll create a bar chart to visualize it. I mean, this is nuts. There, look at that. Now it didn't get the percentages right, but it got the colors. So now, the horizontal bar chart is the 15 colors that are in the image. And if we go back to the image, let's see. If we go back to the image, that's the image. Those are the colors in it, right? So see those colors, and then we go back to what it actually created. Those are the colors. So it pulled the palette colors out of that image. So now I can say, please name the colors creative names based on their hue, saturation, and brightness in a way that makes them memorable. Coming up with creative names takes a lot of work and usually it would involve an artistic interpretation, but it's going to go ahead and do it anyway. I converted the colors to HSB. All right, now it's explaining what HSB is. I didn't want it to do that. I just wanted it to name the colors, but whatever. We'll see what it does. Da 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 da. Welcome everybody. My name's Kyle Shannon. What's this channel about? Watching an old guy try to use a computer. Woo! It's Elder Talk. Welcome to Old Guys Try to Compute. Uh, okay, what did this name these? These named this red, dark cyan. Okay, let's see. Make the names more creative and put them on a chart with the name next or the name below its colored square. We'll see if it can do that. See if we can get it to write some Python to lay them out. I see. You'd like the names that are a bit more imaginative. Emerald Night for dark muted green, Sunrise Gold for light orange, Midnight Shadow for dark cyan. So that's better. Now let's create a chart with the color square and its corresponding name. So it is off writing some Python code. Oh my God, it did it. Jesus, this is insanity. This is just insanity. Look at that. There's all the colors. Now, the formatting's a little messed up, and I can't, let's see, can I copy this image? Copy image. Let me go over to here. We'll do new. The formatting's a little screwed up. Like it overset the names, but hang on. So Emerald Night is green. Oh wait, where are we here? Emerald Night is green. Sunrise Gold. Midnight Shadow. Ruby Blast. Ocean Wave. I mean, I can't. I can't. Oh my God. I say on the channel a lot, dick around with this ChatGPT thing until you have your Kevin McAllister moment, the guy from Home Alone. This is that for me. I mean, I don't know. Anyone paying attention to this? Good Lord. Good Lord, what's happening? This thing is insane. It's insane. It's insanity. So I don't know much more. Like that's about as much as I know right now. I haven't messed with it. But things like, someone was asking about the weather data. You could go to the NOAA site and get weather data for the past however many, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, for a certain region of the country, pop it in here and have this thing start analyzing it. This is full-on data analysis in a box. It's doing full-on data analysis with coding. Thank you for subscribing. That's amazing. Wow, I know. I love you, Kyle. Thank you. Did you look at the Storyvine alternative website? I did, and it's not bad. It's in the neighborhood. It's in the neighborhood. But we are moving on. We're rolling some AI into Storyvine. It's going to get slick pretty quick. I hope. I'm excited. All right, I'm going to try to do that with stock analysis. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, so here's the deal with Code Interpreter. So if you pay for chat affiliated with any of these companies or sites in any way, I don't make any money off this. So these are just here because these are the sites that I think are the best. If you want to get started in figuring out what the hell this AI stuff's all about, these are the best places to start. If you subscribe to ChatGPT, their plus, thanks for the panda. If for their plus subscription, you'll get access to Code Interpreter. That thing I was just playing with, you'll get access to it. They're rolling it out wide this week. At some point, they're going to give us back access to it connected to the internet. I don't know why it's taken so long. It seemed like it was a relatively straightforward thing to fix. And Bing is still connected to the internet, so I don't quite know what's going on there. I assume it's got to do with lawyers, the lawyers, and some copyright and some trademark and things like that. But yeah, I think that would be really interesting to try with financial data. Will ChatGPT plugins be available with free ChatGPT? They probably will over time. The reason, if you want them now, you have to pay for the Plus subscription. I would say that plugins are maybe not worth paying for if they were on their own, but Code Interpreter, which they're making available wide this week to everyone who pays, that seems very, very, very well worth it. I couldn't get my head around what ChatGPT on its own made possible. The fact that it's now got this code executing thing that just if you've been to my channel, you know that I'm not speechless very often. I'm a little shook. I mean, I think it's a good thing. But holy crap. All right, my light was a little bright. It was making my eyes hurt. And I don't like it when my eyes hurt. It's not fair. How do we get it? It's not my GPT dashboard. So, here we are at ye old ChatGPT. So we've got our plus. So if you have plus there, if you've paid your $20 a month, you'll have GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. What I have access to is default, code interpreter, and plugins. Now, if you just have default, what you need to do is you go to your settings. So I'm going to go to Kyle Shannon. Hey, Kyle Shannon, what are you doing, boy? All right. And then I'm going to go to beta features, and then you have to turn them on. So you have to turn on plugins and turn on code interpreter. Turn those on, and then you should have this. Now, if when you go to settings, and you go to beta features, you just have plugins, but you don't have code interpreter, it just means they haven't gotten to you yet. I assume they're rolling this out to waves of people that were on the wait list and things like that. So that should get you there. And, I've been waiting for code interpreter for 2 months. So the fact that it just showed up, I'm like, yay! It's like there goes the weekend. AI programs like ChatGPT have learned how to send Bitcoin payments from one machine paying another. Interesting. Great prompt, though. Great. I don't know which one I did. That's hysterical how it apologizes along the way. I know, isn't that funny? It's like, apologies, but I didn't bother to load that library that's required. Let me go ahead and load it and try. Oh, apologies. It took a little too long to do that. To get those colors, it did 3 different approaches to getting average colors. And then it just did it. It was amazing. I know, it's if you think about that, why you would want to get the 15, most prevalent colors in that image, whatever, but that's kind of irrelevant. The fact that you can just say, here's this file, I want you to perform some tasks on it, and it goes and figures out exactly what it needs to do. Like when you upload a zip file and you say, what is this? It says, well, it's a zip file. Would you like me to open it? Or it's a zip file and there's probably something inside it, so let me go ahead and open it. And then it writes the code to open the zip file. And then it reads the stuff inside, and then it tells you what it is. And then it goes and makes charts and graphs. And wild. Who's it apologizing to? You or itself or the world? Well, Retropunk, it's basically just the way they program the application layer. So you've got the large language model down here, and you've got ChatGPT, and the fine tunings is this application layer sitting on top of the base model. So the base model doesn't do any of that shit. The way they wrote the chatbot, they want it to be friendly and to give you what you want and to accomplish your goals. And so I think programmed into it is, be a polite person, and if you make mistakes, apologize, and whatever they're doing in the programming, that's why it does that. And I think that's also why, because it does that, I find myself saying please and thank you to it. It seems to get better if you don't treat it like an asshole. Which, there's anthropomorphizing stuff, and then there's just talking to a thing that is. It's essentially the equivalent here. This is the way I think about ChatGPT. You have access to an idiot savant intern. So they're completely clueless. You have to tell them everything, but they know everything, right? So they know all the facts. They know all the knowledge, but but they're clueless. So you have to say, okay, idiot savant intern, here, here's who I want you to act like. Oh, okay. Here's what I want you to do. Okay. And then I want you to You know, go analyze all the crap in that image. Okay, let me write the code for that. It's like, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I noticed you said please. I know it's habit. It really is like working with a person. And what's funny is like I feel like COVID, because I was a massive non-believer in work from home. I just, and I still like the amount of like the emotional connection to my company feels like it's been bled out of the company. Like work from home, all the tasks are getting done, but the connection to like the feeling of being a part of something has just been bled out. So I still am not a huge believer in work from home. I think we lose the humanity piece. And but there's something about the way this thing. I feel like COVID kind of trained us how to work remotely, and if you don't talk to someone for a month, you just interact with them on Slack and on this and on that, and they occasionally turn on their camera. So we're used to interacting with people remotely now. And ChatGPT is just kind of like, I have another employee, and they're smarter than any employee by far I've ever had, and they're smarter than me by far, but they're a complete idiot. And it'll lie, and it'll screw things up, and then it just goes, sorry, boss, I'll try again. Hey, the names of those colors are really boring. Sorry about that. Apologies. Let me go ahead and make those more interesting. How's this? Amazing. Amazing. Anyway, welcome everybody. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. I am an entrepreneur. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Storyvine. If you've been here for the last 10 minutes, I am an enthusiast for this generative AI stuff, but I'm also I've kind of been in this rodeo a few times. I was there for the early days of the World Wide Web and started one of the early digital agencies, a company called agency.com. And the parallels between the early days of the web and the early days of this generative AI stuff are insane. Except this generative AI stuff, way more profound, and it's coming at us way faster. So that's who I am. That's what the channel's about. If you have questions or comments or ideas or things you're trying to do, pop them into the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Emilio's wife, good evening, Mr. Shannon. Good evening, Emilio's wife. Hope you're well. All right, let's see here. Where was I? What template are you using to go live to use both cameras? It's called dual camera. And it's just when you go live, I have this dual icon, and they took it away for like a month because, I don't know, maybe I was a bad boy. Were you bad? I might have been bad, and they took it away from me and said, you've been naughty. All right, let's see. I noticed you said please. It's just great. What template are you using? We just did that one. Read New York Times article today saying 10% drop in users was the end of the AI revolution. That's fucking hilarious. Well, that was like when the dot-com bust happened, right? To be fair, like way too many companies were valued way too high. But when they predicted the end of the internet, when the dot-com bust happened, like we're all sitting there going like, have you used the shit? No, the internet's not going away. And it didn't. And, it fucking changed everything. Same shit here. I mean, to put in context the difference in speed of adoption, the World Wide Web took 6 years to get from, when it was created to 100 million users. ChatGPT took 6 weeks. 6 fucking weeks. To 100 million users. Fastest adoption of consumer technology in history. Now Zuckerberg's going to try to claim Threads is getting there faster, which it is, but they're basically just doing that on the back of Instagram. So it's not fair. If you have, a 300 million user base to build on, that's not a fair thing. So I'm sticking with ChatGPT. as the fastest. But that adoption of kind of 0 to 100 million people in 6 weeks on a janky ass piece of software, because ChatGPT is still it's a very thin piece of software. It does not have a lot of features. It's got a lot to be desired, but it's a simple interface to remarkably powerful technology. And they did a smart thing and paired up with Microsoft so they have enough cloud compute to actually run the shit and pay for the shit. $10 billion investment. I bet they've burned through a lot of that. Sam Altman has said he thinks they need $100 billion to get to AGI, artificial general intelligence. And I think it's his goal is 3 years, maybe 3 years from now. I have a feeling they're probably closer than they let on, but we'll see. Anyway, wild. Yeah, the end of AI because of a 10% drop. Which platform are you talking about? I don't know what I was talking about, so if you remind me what I was saying, I'll maybe do that. Just joining, saw you had an image up. What did you do with it? Which image? This image? I don't know which image it was, digital product coach. If you tell me what image it was, I'll pull it back up. But if it was this image, this is my little cheat sheet. It's not even a cheat sheet. This is, if you haven't played with ChatGPT, the top URL there is the official ChatGPT website. If you haven't played with it, you just need to go play with it. You need to go play with it. You need to go play with it. I used to be polite about it. Now I'm just like, no, it's fucking changing everything. So just do that. Bing.com is also ChatGPT, but this is Microsoft's implementation of it. The nice thing about Bing is that it's GPT-4 for free. You have to pay for GPT-4 up here. This is for free. You can make images there. It's connected to the internet. So Bing.com has a lot going for it. And then Poe.com gives you access to 6 different models, plus a whole bunch of bots, like chat bots that are really specialized, like a Midjourney maker and a HTML coding bot, and I made a Shakespeare bot and a Yoda bot and a Sling Blade bot. So you can have some fun there. And then Prompts.chat will teach you about prompting, how to interact with these tools. And Futurepedia is just a big old directory of AI tools. There's probably close to 4,000 of them now. So I don't know if this is the image you were looking for, but if you're looking for the other images, let me know. I'm happy to put them there. All right, how can we explain the vibe on your LinkedIn Live today? It was it was wild. It was wild. It was that one dude. I forget his name. I don't know if it might have been you, half-assedly. I don't think it was. Kind of the intent, it's called AI Office Hours. So my LinkedIn Live is just an audio thing I call AI Office Hours, and I do it every Friday. And the basic intent was if people are trying to figure out this AI shit, I would just answer questions. And today I brought some people up, and it was, I don't know, it was going good. And then the one dude came up and he's like, they've started World War III and AI is like, why are you trying to figure out how to do copywriting with AI when it's going to destroy the planet? So it was strange, but whatever. That's the deal with going live with this sort of stuff. How do you download for Windows? Download what? ChatGPT? You don't. You just go there with your browser. You just go there with your browser, and you just do it in your browser. You don't need to download. There ain't nothing to download. It's a web app. Unless you're talking about something else. And if you're talking about Midjourney, you have to do that in Discord. So you would download Discord for Windows. But you can also do that in a web browser. All right. Did you know when you switch between your cameras, you go offline for 5 or so seconds? I did know that, and I'm sorry. I talk fast and I forget. So I will try to remember to count to 3 every time I switch the camera. So it's just, listen, I am here to disappoint. It seems like I've succeeded in that. So look at the fucking hair. What's going on with the hair today? This is the eyebrows are starting to take on a life of their own again. It's just things are going south here. We're going into the weekend strong. Code interpreter can explain what it is Code interpreter. Can you explain what it is and uses? I'll do. I'll go back to that because I don't. So I just got access to it today. I don't really know how to use it, but I'll show you some couple of little things that I've learned. Retro is correct. Okay. I'll be better when I switch my camera. Stop yelling at me. Will the lawsuit have any impact? Yes. No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know which lawsuit. I assume you mean the lawsuit of the book publisher saying, hey, OpenAI, you trained on our shit. You shouldn't do that. Here's how I think all these lawsuits are going to go. Because OpenAI has a $10 billion investment from Microsoft isn't going to want to piss off their advertisers. So I'm sure Microsoft lawyers are sitting in OpenAI's offices going, okay, here's a list of the some amount of number, 247 companies that you can't be on the wrong side of. We will defend you, but we want you to cut deals with Bertelsmann and CNN and Fox and that whoever the big advertisers are for Microsoft. I would assume that they're saying to OpenAI, if any of these people are upset with you, you gotta find some way to make it right. And that's probably why they took Browse with Bing, the connected to the internet version of ChatGPT. That's probably why they took it down. They're probably, appeasing someone, cutting deals, whatever the hell they're doing. Until we cut a deal, you can't have that tool out there. So either go fix it or take it down. And then I think everything below that is just going to be noise, and they're not going to deal with it. So I think there's going to be lots of lawsuits. Just like my sense of capitalism is it will only be the big lawsuits that will matter. And most of those big lawsuits won't even get to the lawsuit stage. It's probably a call to the CEO of Microsoft going, you're going to make this right? So I think Midjourney, which is a small company with a cowboy CEO that, kind of flaunts, I don't give a shit about that. It's everyone's images are free. I think they have a real shot at being sued into oblivion, and I think that Stable Diffusion, Stability AI potentially does as well. They don't have a big backer like Microsoft. My instinct is that the reason Stability AI is open sourcing all of their technology is as a hedge against getting sued into oblivion, because all their technology is open source. So if they're like, well, okay, Stability AI, we won't do Stable Diffusion anymore. We won't do that. But the model's already been trained and it's already open sourced. It's already out there, right? So that's my sense, is that that's a hedge against that sort of shit. But it's going to be fascinating. I think the next 20 years are just one lawsuit after another for 2 decades. I am so kind to ChatGPT. I'm thinking karma. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, don't be an asshole to the AI bot, because if it decides that it doesn't like you, and now that it's got code interpreter and can write all this code and execute it, it might come after you. So yeah, be polite to your little robot overlord. Can confirm when I get mad at GPT, it performs 3 to 4 times worse. That's really interesting. Wow, that's cool. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Don't be assholes in comments, please. If you're going to troll, be creative. A good troll is hard to distinguish whether it was a compliment or an insult. So do that. Be smart enough to do that. And don't be assholes to each other, please. We got enough of that in our daily life. You know what I'm saying? All right. What format do you think Code Interpreter would want to analyze financial data? It doesn't fucking matter. You can upload anything. You can upload unstructured data. You can upload a scan of an invoice, and it will scan it, OCR it, pull the data out of it, and put it into a spreadsheet. Or you can upload just a bunch of crappy, broken data, and it will figure it out. Already too late. I don't know what that was in reference to, but maybe I'm on here too late. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Oh, I do. I do. Do you? Hello, Bob. How have you been? I've been looking into generative AI. Have you heard of it? I heard it's a waste of time. I think the robots are going to kill us. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I'm trying to find my place in the comments, but I can't because I'm old and tired, and my eyes don't work, and my hair looks crazy. New developments coming. What? What are the new developments, Meta Victory? Mistake are we all learn. Mistake are we all learn. Mistake. Yep, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you put it in some form of English, it just seems like random words together. 100% agree with you on the work from home thing after working in an office for 20 years before that. I know, like, you know what it is? I kind of feel like what COVID did is it turned my company into a set of to-do lists. And everyone does their to-do lists. And we check in and do our to-do list, and we'll occasionally do like, the haha, oh, it's good to see you, good to see you. Oh, you're digging out from snow? Oh, it's really hot where you are? But what's missing is that unspoken, palpable sense of how we doing. When you like work in an office with people and you can just feel like what's going on, and you can sense, is there enthusiasm? Are people pissed off? Is it just everyone's busy and they're keeping their head down and doing the work? That's gone. It's gone. And so it sucks. It sucks. It's my company. It's an 11-year-old company. I fucking love what we do. I love the people in it. And I can't stand how fucking disassociated it feels. It's... Listen, I get the thing, like, don't force us to come back to work, man. We like working from home. Don't be the fucking man. But something's been lost. And it hurts the people that don't want to come into the office as much as it hurts the people that do want to come into the office. They don't know it because they're like, I get to work from home. Fuck it. Yeah, man. Price is Right's on? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get to my work. I got my to-do list. I'll get it done. Go fuck yourself. It's hurting them too. I'm new here. Welcome. All right. Good evening. Loved your feed. Oh, love your feed. Thank you, Meta Victory. I appreciate that. Hey, Grandpa. Hey, little whippersnappers. Get off my fucking lawn. Goddamn kids these days. You're probably one of those ones that's like, ChatGPT's a waste of time, man. Don't get heavy on my scene. I'm just sitting here working on my copywriting for my social media blog. Come on, Grandpa. Pick it up there, Skippy. You have to mind your P's and Q's, Kyle. I know I do. What AI can I use to create website and mirror other websites? Okay, I'm going to switch my camera now, and I'm going to pause so I don't lose you for some moment. I want to talk. Okay. I don't know. I haven't kept up to speed on all the website building shit that's happening. There's a lot of it. I know that. So go to futurepedia.io. That's a list of almost 4,000 AI generated tools. There are probably a lot of, talk your website into existence tools down there. Most of them are going to suck. I mean, the thing that you need to know about futurepedia.io, and actually the phase that we're entering because of this AI shit is there are going to be an infinite number of very slick-looking websites and very slick-looking applications that claim to do miraculous shit that are all just spit and duct tape. There's like an incomprehensible amount of them are coming and are already here. So of the 37 or 3,800 tools at Futurepedia, we're probably lucky if 10% of them are solid. It's like my guess is it's probably 95% pieces of shit that won't survive, will take your money and waste your time. But how do you find the 5% that are really good? I don't know. You got to go dig through them. So go to Futurepedia, go to the web. I'm sure there's a web design or a web building part of the directory, and just go start playing. But I don't have a good answer for you there. Sorry. Can I talk now? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We've got a lot of people here. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. I give advice on hairstyles. And oh no, sorry, that was the other TikTok channel. That one failed miserably. See? I like turtles. I like talking about AI stuff, and kind of in an I like turtles kind of way. I did that on Slack one day. Someone posted something, and I just typed, I like turtles. It caused a kerfuffle. People were seriously concerned for my well-being. They didn't know the meme. So if you don't know the meme, I like turtles, go find it on YouTube. It is fucking hilarious. Is your name Pfizer because you made my heart stop? Oh, Bilbo Baggins, you're the best. Oh, see, now that's a solid troll, right? That's somewhere between a COVID joke, like a COVID burn, conspiracy theory, compliment, and a troll. That's a solid comment for the AI Learning Lab. That you get. Can I do the heart button? Let me see. No. Anyway, give yourself a heart, Bilbo. That's a solid one. Just got code interpreter. Far out. That's AI Tools Hub. Matt. So do me a favor, Matt. Start playing with it while you hear me rambling, and I'll jump back to it here in a second. But start playing with it. If you discover anything cool, let me know. That's super exciting. Bilbo Ball Baggins. Is there any way to transplant OpenAI to my brain? Well, that's what Elon Musk's trying to do with Neuralink. I mean, kind of joking aside, there sort of is, right? You can get there's automations. What are they called on iOS? They're not called automations. They're called the things that you play. Anyway, I think are they called automations? Whatever the fuck they're called. There's things you can do on the iPhone where you can basically just speak. You can call Siri and just speak to it, and then it'll send it to GPT, and then it'll talk back to you. So starting to get there with that. Also, that the Pi. There's a new company called, I think it's called Inflection, and their product is called Pi, and that's a GPT like tool that you can talk to, and I think it talks back to you. They just raised $1.3 billion for their Series B. That's a lot. Instagram has 1 billion users. I thought they might have 1 billion users. Yeah, so Threads getting to 100 million users faster than ChatGPT is bullshit. Because everyone just went, add all my Instagram people. That's how they got to 70 million people. It's still pissing off Elon Musk. Like, it's fun watching those two getting ready for their cage match. Did you see the thing Zuckerberg did where he made a comment about Elon sleeping with Sergey Brin's wife? It's like, holy shit, boys! It's like it's getting personal. We'll never Facebook ever again. I know Facebook's just a giant steaming turd, but the battle between him and Elon Musk is pretty funny. Never Iki Kami Zuck have a buck. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Meta Victory, but I like the intent of it. I think I see where it's going. It looked like an Midjourney image. Then you did something in Code Interpreter. Okay, so I was in Midjourney. So this image. I'm going to switch cameras. This image was, someone had asked me earlier to, how would I make a logo for a business? And I showed him something in Bing, and then I showed them this in Midjourney, and they're not great logos, but they're certainly good inspirations. Like that could I could certainly see that being the basis to do a design off of. The prompt that I used, I went to Poe.com and had it write a prompt for me. I put in a crappy prompt. It rewrote it. Color logo of a flower shop, flat illustration, graphic on white, featuring a blooming flower with the delicate petals, blah, blah, blah. So that was that image. And then, then I went over to Code Interpreter, which is just another mode of ChatGPT now. So I'll go ahead and here, I'll show you something that I did. So, okay, this is old, but I should be able to see what I did before, right? Or not? No, I guess not. All right, we'll go do a new thing. So I'm going to go new chat. I'm going to go Code Interpreter. So what Code Interpreter is, like, I think Code Interpreter is the worst name of a product that like if they tried to come up with a worse name for what this thing does, I don't think they could have. I feel like ChatGPT helped them write the worst possible name for a product. This is a really bad name. This is sort of like it's like file inspector or file magic or I'll figure shit out for you. I don't know what you would name it, but Code Interpreter is a bad name. So anyway, what it does is when you've got Code Interpreter, when you're in Code Interpreter mode, there's a plus button next to your prompt. So what you can do is you can upload a file. And so I uploaded two different files. One was some data about chess matches over the past 10 years or something like that. And one was an image, a Midjourney image. And whatever you upload, ChatGPT looks inside it, understands what that file is, and then you can start querying against, not even querying against it, you can start asking it to do things with the data in that file. And it writes its own Python code and just figures shit out. So what I just uploaded is a spreadsheet of this chess data that I got off of, what was the site that I got it off of? Begins with a K. It's a site where you can get a bunch of data. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. So I got some data. It's chess data. So I'm gonna say, I'll say please, just to piss people off. Please visualize what is in this spreadsheet in a way that is visually compelling and brings the data to life. Okay, so it's a zip file right now. So basically, I don't know what's in this file. I haven't opened this file. It's a zip file. And so I say, please visualize this. It says, sure. First, let's extract the contents of this zip file to see what's inside. So it understood it was a zip file. Now it says the zip file contains a CSV named games.csv. Let's load the file and inspect the data. It does that. Now it's telling us, here's the fields that are in the data, and it explains what those fields are. And then it says, given these columns, we can create a variety of visualizations. For instance, we could look at the distribution of game lengths, compare the ratings, blah, 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 blah. Could you please specify the aspects of data you're most interested in visualizing? How about victories, ratings, let's see, victories, chess ratings, and game lengths. Sure, let's create some visualization based on these parameters. So it describes what it's going to do and what it's doing when it pops up these little, crap, we lost our focus. So there's 49.9 games won when white started, 45.4 when black started, 4.7% were draws. Here's a distribution of white player rankings. So about 1,500 chess rating. There's black player rankings, which is a little higher. And then here's a distribution of game length, number of turns. So it looks like most games end around 40, 35 or 40, and it trails off. And, there's a handful of games that go to 200 moves. So, and if you go look at, I know you can't read it, the focus is all fucked up, but if you go look at what it's doing in these little boxes, it's writing Python code. It's writing and executing Python code to parse the data in that file. So that's what Code Interpreter is. It's like my face is melted. And I knew it was coming. I've been waiting for it for a while now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hopefully I'm back. Anyway, hope that helps you, digital product coach. I only use TikTok. What is AI? Nikola Tesla FX. If you're serious, I'm happy to answer that. Artificial intelligence. All the crap we're playing with is really machine learning more than artificial intelligence. I missed LinkedIn Live. Maybe if you're on LinkedIn, I do. It's every Friday at 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's just an audio. It's kind of like Twitter Spaces, but LinkedIn's got this live audio thing, which is okay. But the problem with it is, like, they don't promote it very well, and it's just audio only. So I can't show anything. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing it for a little bit because I feel like LinkedIn's a different audience, so it might be worth doing. I don't know. Insta has tracking across platforms. Yep. Do you like David Wilcock's material or Wilcock's material? I am conspiracy theory adjacent. I don't, I think all those guys go a little far most of the times, but some of the stuff that he talks about is interesting. It's just like when I don't know. It just like it just goes into we're in such a fucking polarized world right now. I have backed off of anything. I try to figure out, what are the trigger words for both sides, and I just don't have any fucking interest. And so conspiracy theories live on both sides of the nut house right now. And so I just try to keep it down the middle. And it's kind of interesting what's happening with what's his name, Stephen Greer. It looks like his stuff's getting a bit more like mainstream acceptance with the UFO stuff. Like the UFO stuff's really weird right now. I have a feeling a lot of that is shit that we've built that we just don't want anyone to know about. But I don't know. Head not covered. God bless you. What, with hair like that? I know that should have a hat on it, shouldn't it? Or that, like, something should be done with that. But whatever. I still have hair. I mean, at my age, that's not bad. Hair perfect. Yeah. Hey now. Hey, Meta Victory. Not a disappointment. I just didn't want to miss anything. That's cool. Yeah, the switching thing. No, I know. I'm just, I like making fun of myself, because if I don't, then someone else will. Ron, greetings from Israel. Yeah, I noticed, Ron. I saw on Facebook or LinkedIn or somewhere you're in Israel, so I hope you're having a good time there. Or unless you're from there, in which case I still hope you're having a good time there. But I assume you're traveling. I keep seeing LLM on AI articles. What does that stand for, please? Okay, so LLM stands for Large Language Model. So ChatGPT, I'll give you a couple of things here. ChatGPT, the GPT in GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. You don't need to remember any of this, but know that it stands for something. Generative basically means it's generating original content. Pre-trained means you don't have to bring your own data. Historically, with machine learning, you would have to bring like your radiology data, and you would specially train a model to do this one specific thing. And everyone kind of had all these different methodologies and things like that. The T in GPT stands for transformer. So the transformer is technology that Google actually invented. And they put out this paper in 2017 called Attention is All You Need. They invent this thing called the transformer. And what the transformer does is it allows these machine learning models to be trained on massive data sets. Before they had to be relatively small. And you could throw massive amounts of compute power, so GPUs, graphic processing units, that happen to be perfect for this kind of processing. And so what OpenAI did, what ChatGPT did, is they said, hey, if we can train these models on massive data sets, why don't we go find all of the possible data we can on the public internet? Let's scour every corner of it we can get to. So whether it's Wikipedia or blogs or websites or research papers or all that sort of shit. And so they trained it. So when you're interacting with ChatGPT, the pre-trained part is it's been pre-trained on all of the internet. So it kind of knows everything that's been put on the internet for the past 35 or 40 or 50 years, like a remarkable amount of data. The large language model is sort of the base layer that they trained on all of this stuff. And then there are different large language models, like Meta released one called Llama, and there's different sizes of them. And then ChatGPT actually sits on top of that large language model, and it's actually an application. It's like an app that is calling that large language model. So when you put a prompt into ChatGPT, it goes, thank you very much, sends it into the large language model, pulls out the relevant data, and spits that back in your face. So that's what a large language model is. Why they keep mentioning LLMs is this approach of being able to use the English language or whatever your native language is, really. But the ability to use the English language as a programming language is new. And the fact that you can ask it to do programming and ask it to do poem writing and marketing writing and problem solving and all sorts of stuff like that is new. And we're going to be able to take these large language models and place them on top of really complicated systems. Like imagine so you know how healthcare sucks and is really kind of criminal and we're all angry about it? And companies like United Healthcare, who's my healthcare provider that I'm not happy with and really raging all the time about, you know how they write these policies that are like 460 pages that you can't comprehend at all? Well, imagine having a large language model that you could sit on top of that and just read that shit and actually come up with strategies for how to get around their bullshit that they assume you're not smart enough to get around because no one reads those rules. Well, that exists. And that code interpreter thing that I just showed you, you could take the PDF of all of your United Healthcare policy bullshit that they don't want you to read, upload it to that thing, and have ChatGPT give you strategies for how to work around all their shit. So that's why large language models are a big deal, is because they're going to put this translation layer on top of all of these remarkably complicated systems that we have to deal with. So that's one of the reasons I'm really excited about it. Just don't cover your head. Oh, that's so lovely. It's like I got a fucking trampoline on my head tonight. How much does ChatGPT pay for computer cloud storage? I don't know, but it's a fucking lot. Sam Altman said when they launched ChatGPT, they got to 1 million users in 5 days, and there was an interview with him like 10 days after they launched. So they were probably up to like 30 or 50 million people at that point. And he said they were interviewing him, and someone said, like, you know, how much does it cost to run these things? And his response was, the cost is eye-watering. So you'll notice when Microsoft announced their investment in OpenAI, they said, okay, we're going to give them $1 billion. Then they launched ChatGPT, and it got to 100 million people in 6 weeks. I don't think it was much more than a month or two after they announced $1 billion investment that Microsoft said, okay, now it's a $10 billion investment. I think most of that $10 billion is in it's not just cloud storage, but it's also cloud compute, right? So it's the GPUs. So every time you do a chat GPT inquiry, it costs a lot of money. There's like massive supercomputers that are, processing all this stuff. It's amazing. Permanent ban will ensue if your video does not end within 5 minutes. That's weird. Maybe I need to go. I'll come back.